Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I have a nice little handgun case. I wonder what could be in this case. Of course, I'm sure by the title of the video you already know what's in this case. But in my 100th video, I mentioned that I bought a handgun. I bought it, I guess, about a week ago. A little less than a week ago. And I also mentioned that I'm not 21, I'm 20. I just recently turned 20. But I bought this gun private party. And in the wonderful state of Missouri, you do not have to be 21 in order to buy a handgun private party. You only have to be 21 in order to buy one from a dealer or a retail store, something that requires going through background check and all that. And most states are actually like that. I figured out. Pretty much all of the freedom-loving states. The only ones that don't are states like California, New York, New Jersey, all those states that I consider to be communist states. But in my state, I bought this perfectly legally, and I think it was a pretty good purchase. Now, the gun is a Smith and Wesson model 5904 9mm handgun, semi-automatic. Let's pull the slide back, show you that there's nothing in there. Drop the mag, and it came with two mags. This one I assume is the original because it says Smith or S&W on it and 9mm. Probably can't see that on there, but I want to say these are 15 rounders. They're either 15 or 14. I haven't put any rounds in them to see because I don't really have any. I've only got 3 9mm rounds. And there's no numbers or anything on the witness holes, so I have no idea. I assume that the gun only came with one magazine originally, because this magazine is different. I'm pretty sure this is a Metgar, and I'm pretty sure that it's 15 rounds, because on Midway USA they sell Metgar magazines that look just like this. I'll probably get a couple more. I'll probably get 2 more 15 rounders like this, and they also sell 20 rounders, which extend from the grip a little, but always nice to have 20 round mags. Oh yeah, and the gun also came with this nice little case. I was surprised that the guy who sold it to me gave me the case, but I took it. He didn't want it back, and it was a free case. Of course, I don't have a holster. I'll have to go get my own holster, but as you can see, it is safe. Now, it has a manual safety, so it's on fire right now, and it also has a magazine disconnect. So without the magazine, you can pull the trigger as much as you want. It's not going to fire. It's a double action, single action, so you can fire it without cocking the hammer and pull the trigger and the hammer goes back on its own, or you can pull the hammer back and fire from single action, which is a lot easier, and with every additional round that you shoot will be in single action. The first round that you shoot can be in either double or single, and every additional round is single action. With the manual safety, it does have a hammer drop or a decocker, and it is ambidextrous, which is nice. I'm not sure if you can switch the magazine release to the other side. Of course, I have no reason to do that because I'm right-handed. So it's just going to be on the left side. Well, in the right-handed position. It depends on which way you're looking at the gun. Has 3-dot sights, which are nice. They're winged on the back sight because it helps protect it. It's also fully adjustable. By the way, I have not shot this gun yet. Being only 20 years old, I can't buy 9mm ammunition from a dealer. I might go to a gun show in December and see if I can pick some up there. Otherwise, I'll have to have somebody over 21 to go with me and buy some. But for right now, I haven't shot it yet. So anyway, what did I get this gun for? Well, first of all, I really wasn't planning on buying a Smith and Wesson. I'm not a huge fan of Smith and Wesson. I'm more of a Ruger guy. I also like Glock and just other various pistols like the Beretta M9, the CZ75. But most of the guns I like are Rugers, and for very good reason. Ruger's a very good quality company, and of course Smith and Wesson's a very good quality company too. I was just never a very big fan of their guns, and honestly I'm still not a huge fan, but these older 59 series, they're growing on me. I do like it. I'm considering getting a 5906 or a 5903, which are the silver models. The 5906 is stainless, and the 5903 I think is like a silver aluminum. But they look pretty good. It does have black plastic grips. I may or may not try to find some wood grips. I know Hogue makes them, but they're very expensive. They're like $100, and not even sure how they come off. So we'll see if that happens. I'm just going to keep these on here for now. But anyway, the reason I bought this was because I was at work one morning, and it's at a point in the day where there's only 2 or 3 of us at work, and I was talking to this one guy, and we're talking about, handguns. And I had mentioned that when I was 21, I was thinking about getting a 9mm for concealed carry, home defense, whatever, and just to plink around with. And he had mentioned that his cousin was selling his 9mm, and this guy that I was talking to bought his concealed carry pistol through his cousin as well. He got a Springfield XD subcompact 40 cal. But he said he was selling his 9mm, and I asked him what his price was, and he said $250. So then I immediately asked him what kind of pistol was it, and he found out, and it ended up being that it was a Smith and Wesson, and it kind of turned me off. But then I looked up the gun, and the ultimate, the final decision that how do I want to say this? The biggest factor that I found that why I bought this gun was because the magazines are the same magazines that the Marlin Camp Carbine 9mm use. The Marlin Camp Carbine uses Smith and Wesson 59 series magazines, which this gun also uses, being that it's a 59 series, or technically it's a 5900 series. The Marlin Camp Carbine is a gun that I really, really want. I found one at a gun show one time, and I really kind of wanted to buy it, but I didn't have the money. and I just, couldn't afford to buy it. But I do still want one. And if I have this gun, I have extra magazines for the Marlin, if I ever buy one. So that's just something to keep in mind, and that was my ultimate deciding factor in buying this gun. Not to mention, when I looked online on Gunbroker, these guns were going for like, $400, and $250 was not a bad price. And then I found out that being under 21, I could still buy a handgun private party. So it was pretty much a win-win for me, and I really like it. Now, what am I going to use this gun for? Well, being that it's a full size, I'm not going to use it for concealed carry unless I, get a shoulder holster for the winter and, put it under my jacket. But no concealed carry for this. I'm going to get a smaller gun for that. So, what else would I use it for? Well, I could open carry it if I wanted to, because open carry is legal in my state, and as far as I know, you don't have to have a permit to open carry. But then, a whole bunch of other things go wrong. People get freaked out and they call the cops, and you hear all these stories and you see all these videos on YouTube where cops are stopping people who are not breaking the law, and just stuff like that. And I may or may not open carry. I don't necessarily know if I'll do it with this gun or not, but I don't know if I'll ever open carry, but it is a possibility as far as in public. But what this gun is good for is, one, it'll be a good range toy. 9mm, not that expensive. I actually have 700 to 800 pieces of 9mm brass. I've got 4 of these cans full back here, and I still have some in an ammo can that I picked up from shooting the other day. So 9mm is not going to be that expensive of a round to shoot, especially if I'm reloading. And when you're reloading and you come into an ammo crisis, you can still, make your own ammo. So that's good. So it's a good range toy. It'd be a good home defense gun. 15 plus 1 rounds of 9mm hollow points. That's a pretty good capacity for a home defense gun. And being home defense, you don't have to worry about, the gun being too heavy or too bulky, because you're not worried about concealing it. I just keep this in my nightstand. I don't have it loaded, of course, for right now, mostly because I don't have any ammunition to go in it. But when I get a house of my own, I'll probably have at least the magazine loaded. I don't think I'll have the magazine in the gun, but I'll keep the magazine loaded, and again, I'll keep a shotgun loaded, and probably a couple other guns loaded around my house. Another thing that this is good for is a hunting sidearm. Now, I'm not going to actually go out and hunt deer with this gun, although I don't think that's illegal, as far as I know, but it does make for a good self-defense weapon when you're hunting, because around where I live, you don't have things as big as bears. We have bobcats, coyotes, maybe even some wild hogs that might sneak up on you and possibly attack you. And this is big enough to get the job done for any of those animals. And also those pesky two-legged attackers that you may or may not find out in the woods, because honestly, when you're out in the woods, there can be some sketchy people around. But of course, I have not encountered any of that when I was hunting so far. But anyway, a hunting sidearm, and just a gun that I can have on me when I'm going around the farm, walking through the woods, looking for signs of deer tracks, looking for places to put up my deer stand in the off season, because I haven't gone hunting for anything other than deer so far, so that only leaves me a couple weeks out of the year. But this gun is good for all of those things. And as far as I know, this is a very good quality gun that has very few issues with it. Most reviews I hear, actually I think all the reviews that I hear on the Smith and Wesson 59 series are good reviews. And the guy that sold it to me didn't mention anything wrong about this gun. He said he loves these guns. He said that this was his second gun like this. So, it's good enough quality where I trust it. And, you know, that's good enough for me. Of course, I'm going to have to shoot it and test it out for my own, but I don't really see anything going wrong with it. Now, this gun is not that hard to take down. I'm not going to take it down in this video. I'll probably do a separate video on that, because, I mean, let's face it, this video is going 16 minutes already, and I'm sure you have other things to do. I'll probably do a cleaning video on it or something, and eventually I'll do some shooting videos with it too, whenever I can get some ammunition. But anyway, this is my first handgun purchase, Smith and Wesson 5904 9mm, and really glad I got it. And I don't think I'll ever sell it, to be honest with you, because number one, it has those interchangeable magazines with the Marlin carbine, and also it's my first handgun, and it does have somewhat of a sentimental value. Let me rephrase that. It's my first handgun that I purchased with my money. The first handgun I ever technically had was my Mark II, which is also an awesome pistol. But anyway, this is my gun. I really like it, and yeah, you'll definitely be seeing more with this gun in the future, so I hope you look forward to it. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.